Hey there, Phil here with Dorkhammer, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Tomb King's Army book for the Warhammer Armies project. I just think this is such a cool art right here. Anyhow, I got this idea since over here on the channel, on the last video I did. You can check that out in the description area below. This one's for Araby. Somebody suggested this. That was a fun book to look through, especially with the genies. And my favorite thing on there was the sandglass or hourglass thing. That is about one of the coolest items I've ever seen. Gotta check it out. Anyways, Warhammer 100% here made a suggestion after I said that I was going to be playing Tomb Kings versus, or actually he said something about Tomb Kings, so I'm going to go off of that. And then I'm playing a game of Tomb Kings versus Vampire this weekend. Who knows? Maybe I'll have some videos up on the channel here in a little bit, or at least on TikTok. And then right here he said that he's playing a 6,000 point game of Skaven versus Tomb Kings soon. So that'd be crazy. I'd love to see that Warhammer 100% though. Let me know if you put that on the YouTube. Anyhow, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the book. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing here. Subscribe to the channel. Why not, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and pause this. Look at the Army special rules, see if they change it all. All right, y'all. So here we are in the Army special rules. Looks like it's kind of the same thing here starting off. All units with the undead special rule have the animated construct, fear, and unstable special rules. However, they may make march moves if they are joined by a character with My Will Be Done or Sworn Bodyguard rule. I don't remember if that's something in the old book. I don't think so. I think it's just the My Will Be Done. The Hierophant, you have to have at least one wizard to be your Hierophant. The several wizard, the one with the highest wizard level will be your Hierophant. If two models with the highest level, choose which one of them will be. So you can choose whichever one, depending. I guess you just get to choose. But you do have to tell your opponent which one is the Hierophant. And they have to use the Lord of Necrotect. I think that's how it was before. The Hierophant uses my powers of the soul. The Hierophant, all models in the same unit have regeneration. Okay. I think that might be something new. Maybe I'm wrong with that. If the Hierophant is destroyed, the magical animus of the army all friendly undead units except characters must take a leadership test. If it's failed, the unit suffers by a number was equal to the amount which is failed leadership tests. Okay, so no armor saves of any kind allowed. I guess you do still get ward save. If that's the case, these wounds are distributed as per shooting. If at the start of any of your turns following the death of the Hierophant, there's more than one friendly wizard character on the table who knows the spells from the lore of Nekahara, then one of these models may be designated as a new Hierophant by passing a leadership test. Okay, pass, he becomes a new Hierophant. Following all the normal rules, and no unit in the army needs to take a leadership test to avoid losing wounds. Okay, so I think that's how it was for that before. Okay, in addition to the normal rules for the army battle standard, units of undead within 12 inches of the standard suffer D3 wounds less than they normally would due to the unstable rule following the death of an army's Hierophant. Okay, there's a lot to read here for. All right, so here I'm going to pause this and see and just summarize it because there's just quite a bit to read here. Okay, I'd forgotten about this. So basically on this whole part right here, resurrecting fallen warriors, this just has to do on the order of rank and file people that come back, whether a character regains wounds or not, that sort of deal. Basically how wounds are recovered, and that you can't go past your starting size unless it's something that's specified. And you can't go past your starting wounds value, okay? And then over here we have the arrows so fast. Never count any bonus or penalties to hit when shooting, regardless of the source of the modifier. Basically, they're always hitting on a 5, I think it is. And Tomb Beneath the Sands, it's an ambusher. Instead, so it's just an ambusher rule. They get put in anywhere on the battlefield, but not in passable terrain. Oh, this is what brutal. Last time I played, homie had some of those snakes, and then you roll scatter dice, and he had a scorpion as well, 2 scorpions, I think it was, and they can be a pain in the butt. They didn't come on the board right away, so that was good. But when they do come on board, they're kind of hard to deal with, man. Especially those snakes, they're kind of annoying. Roll scatter dice. If you do a hit on the scatter, the marker stays in place. If you roll an arrow, you move that many inches, blah, blah, blah. 1 inch away from the closest edge or unit or terrain. Once the final position of the marker is established, placing the unit in legal formation, it touches the marker. Okay. If the marker is under an enemy unit, you may place your unit into the base contact with the enemy unit in their front arc. Your unit will count as charging. So they will actually count as charging. I don't know if that was like that before or not. If you roll a misfire for any reason, some of the models, blah, blah, blah. Instead, remove the marker and roll in the mishap table. Only characters that have Entomb beneath the Sands can be deployed with such units. If you have several units, then repeat this process one at a time. So let's see, 1 or 2, the entire unit is destroyed and treated as. Oh, that's rough. See, that's man, basically a 33% chance of it not working at all. Buried too deep, they're delayed. You can try again next turn. 5 to 6, the unit enters the battlefield from any point on a randomly determined board edge, moving on using the rules for reinforcement. So that's not too bad on that. I mean, they come in, but it is kind of a bummer. I don't know. I just think that there's a lot left to chance with this, but when it works, it's great. Okay, let's keep going down. Now that we got the Tomb Kings here, let's see. Tomb King, Tomb Prince, weapon skill 6, strength 5, toughness 5. 4 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 10. Really good. I mean, they're just tough to kill. And then the character or the hero one is weapon skill 5, strength 4, toughness 5, 3 wounds, 3 attacks. Okay, Leech High Priest. Sheesh, I can't say that. Strength 3, toughness 4, leadership 8, 3 wounds, blah blah blah. Nothing big. Undead. They use spells from the Lord Light, Lord Death, and Lord Nekahara. The Necrotect. Okay, I don't remember what a Necrotect is. I guess it's some kind of wizard. Maybe this is different. I don't remember this one. I haven't played a lot of Tomb Kings, so in the past I have. So they're flammable. They have hatred, and they're undead. The Wrath of the Creator. The Necrotect confers a hatred special rule onto his unit. Oh, I think I have seen this guy actually. If he leaves the unit or is slain, they lose their hatred. Any friendly unit of monsters infantry, monsters cavalry, monsters beast, or monsters within 12 inches of him gain the regeneration. So not bad. He's got his whip. They can definitely help out a unit. Skeleton Warriors, basic stuff here is going to be weapon skill 2, strength 3, toughness 3. It's super cheap. Hand weapon shield sort of deal. You can get a champion, whatever. Skeleton Archers, super cheap. Always hitting on a 5, strength 3, toughness 3, undead. Skeleton Horsemen, movement 8. Cavalry, fast cavalry, always hitting on 5s again. Let's see what else we got here. Skeleton Horse. It's pretty simple because I know a lot of these already. Skeleton Horse Archers. See what the difference is. What's the difference between these? Are just regular? The other ones don't have arrows of Asaph. That's what I'm noticing. Don't they all have arrows of Asaph? Oh, I thought they did. I think I moved back too far. Just a second, y'all. I did. Okay, let's go back down here. See, these just say, okay, am I crazy? Okay, so these don't have the arrows of Asaph. I thought the whole army did. So that's what was tripping me up. So I guess they just go off of their ballistic skill. And then these guys go off of the arrows of Asaph. They don't suffer the modifier. So maybe that's what it is. The other ones do suffer the modifier and these don't. Yeah, that's what I get out of it. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong about that. We got the Chariots next. The Chariots are strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds. They're pretty cheap. And they got 6+ armor save, so nothing great. But if they hit hard, they can hit hard and they flank and stuff. So they're super cheap. So something to look out for with them. I hate them. Arrows of Asaph again, undead. Let's keep it going. Tomb Guard. Of course, the Tomb Guard are good. Tomb Guard are strength 4, toughness 4, 1 attack each, and they're undead. Tomb Blades, let's see, they have the killing blow, and they do have magical attacks. I don't know if the magical attacks was like that before, but the killing blow is pretty brutal. Just takes away your armor save. Tomb Heralds are next. Tomb Herald is going to be flammable, has a Tomb Blades, undead, Sworn Bodyguard rule. Strength 4, toughness 4, 3 attacks, 2 wounds. Sworn by if you have any characters with the My Will Be Done special rule in your army, you must nominate one of them for the Tomb Herald to protect the start of the game. Same character may not be nominated by several Tomb Heralds. The oath is a sacred one between the master and chosen champion. Whenever the nominated character suffers a wound before any wounds are taken, the Tomb King and Herald is in the same unit. Roll d6. On a 1, the wound is resolved as normal, but on 2+, the Tomb Herald can take it. In other words, no more than 1 wound can be allocated to each Tomb Herald in each phase. Wounds in the challenge can't be reallocated. It is a duel of honor, and the Tomb Herald may not interfere. So basically, you can help your Hyrule Fan or whatever, or whoever has My Will Be Done, lose less wounds. In other words, the Tomb of Barak's Osirion. What is this? Tomb Barak, is it a shrine or something? I'm not sure what this is. Maybe y'all can let me know. Oh, it's a cherry. I'm stupid. All right, so it's strength 5, toughness 5, 5 wounds, so upgraded. 6 plus armor save still. Arrows of a Saf. This, oh, it can fly. Okay, I didn't know that. All right, so the hieroglyphs of protection, the tomb bark, and friendly units within 6 inches or more tomb barks have a ward save of 6 plus. Not bad. At the beginning of each of your turns, you may choose to do one of the following wards. Each ward lasts until the beginning of your next turn. So the basically it becomes ethereal, which is always good. Only magical attacks can harm you, but then you can still have combat res that can beat you. Ward of Socks. Enemy units within 12 inches of the tomb bark must reroll 6s when rolling to hit in close combat. Pretty solid. All friendly withers within 6 inches gain the Lore Master special roll. Not bad. Then you have Kepra beetles. Enemy units in base contact with the tomb bark suffer 2d6 strength 2 hits at the start of each close combat phase. It's something. Not bad. Casket of Souls. Oh my goodness, I hate the Casket of Souls. Toughness 10. It's a war machine. Has a 4 plus ward save. The Tomb Blades. That's the Casket Guard only. What are the Tomb Blades? I don't even remember. We'll look them up. Maybe they're in the magic items. They have to be below. So we got the Light of Death, which is an innate bounce spell. Power level 5. So basically, it's a direct damage spell, 48 inches. The target of the Light of Death must take leadership on 3d6, adding the results together. If the task is passed, nothing happened. Otherwise, for each point is fell by, you take an automatic wound with no armor save, distributed as per shooting attacks. That's just so brutal. If you got a character on their own and they don't have a ward save, you could easily kill them, or a monster or something like that. No armor save, right? Unless they have a ward or a regeneration or something like that. And then I wonder if it counts as a flaming attack. I don't think it does. So once the leadership has been resolved, roll a d6 on a 3 or more. Choose another engaged unit within 6 inches, and the tortured souls leap to that unit. So basically, it bounces around. It's such a pain in the butt when it keeps just bouncing around. Keep rolling for further victims until the roll is failed or no more viable targets. So you got to worry about your placing your units when you fight them. That's one thing I'll have to keep in mind as well, is not to place my guys too close together to where, which sucks because, well, I guess it's not that, well, yeah, because I have vampires and you can only march if you have a certain amount. I mean, it's just something to look out for. Of course, I'll be the vampire count when I fight this weekend, so this is a roll in 8th edition. We're fighting 8th edition. Eventually, we'll play a WAP game. I hope so. But either way, awesome war shrine, war machine, whatever. Okay, so you can use it once per phase, and it just happens. That's the thing that it doesn't just happen, but it's a bounce spell that doesn't really cost too much. 5 to cast, really solid. One of the best items in the game, in my opinion. Okay, you have the Covenant of Power. If you have a Casket of Souls on the table, this is another thing it helps out with. You add D3 power dice to your pool. For each additional casket, you may add another additional power dice. Just you can have 2 of these and just do so much damage. Unleash Souls. If a Casket of Souls is destroyed, roll a d6 for every unit, friend or foe, within 12 inches. The casket is removed from play. On a roll of 4 plus, that unit is immediately anything in within 12 inches has a 50% chance of taking d6 strength 6 hits, distributed per shooting. These are magical attacks, no armor saves allowed. Yeah, just a pain in the butt. Screaming, another thing that's a pain in the butt. Screaming Skull catapults, just so brutal. Toughness 7. It's got wait, how many wounds do they have? I guess it's just how many crew they have. I guess that's how it works. I forget about that one, but I mean, it can't be just 1 wound. So it's a stone thrower. All shooting attacks made by Screaming are magical. Screaming Skull Catapult are magical. Have the flaming attacks, so gotta watch out for anything that has regeneration or anything like that. In addition, any unit that suffers more casualties from a shooting attack, but that suffers 1 or more casualties, must take a panic test if they have 25% casualties taken. So, I mean, that just sucks. You have upgrade here, the Skulls of the Foe. This upgrade adds additional effect to the skulls. Basically, if a target unit takes a panic as a result of being hit by the Skulls of the Foe, they suffer -1 to their leadership. Oh, so pretty rough. Okay, it's not really going to affect the vampires. But it is going to affect non-vampires. Okay, we got the Bone Thrower, toughness 7. It's just a bolt thrower. Hits on a 5 plus no matter what, so it's probably going to be pretty cheap. We have the Bastethi next. It's a war beast. Movement 8, strength 4, toughness 4, initiative 4, 2 wounds, 2 attacks. Always strikes first. Flammable, undead, and vanguard. So this is some kind of Fast cavalry. Interesting. This was something new to me, or at least I don't remember these. If I so they're cats. Very cool. I like it so far. Okay, so Necromantic Reservoir, a unit of I can't say that, Bastethi is considered to be a level 2 wizard that knows the spells of Jav's Incantation of the Cursed Blades, and Putra's, alright, Incantation of Righteous Smiting from the Lord of Nekahara. This doesn't stop other wizards from knowing those same spells. Tell you what, maybe we should go check those out now. Let's see what page we're on, 89. Uh, yeah, because I tend to go back. So here's the thing, guys. Like when I'm looking through these books, I forget a lot of what I read before. So I don't remember like what was the name of that character here and there. So maybe we can just go check it out now. So they do the Jeff's incantation and they do Petra's incantation. We're on page 89. Let's go look at that. Jeff's incantation Petra's. Okay, let's go down to the magic. See if we can find it. Lore of Nekahara. Here we go. Let's look at that real quick. So we got the Cursed Blades cast on a 7+. It's an augment spell, 24 inches. The target unit's close combat gain killing blow until the start of the next magic phase. Pretty solid. If the target's unit attack already have killing blow, they get heroic killing blow, so they can take out a monster. These will take effect on wounds of 5 or 6 while the spell is in play. So this is pretty darn good. I like that. Okay, let's look at the Petra's thing. See, Petra's Incantations of Righteous Smiting. Augment spell within 24 inches. All models in the unit gain +1 attack, including mounts and multiple shots. Special rule excluding war machines until the start of the next magic phase. If they already have the multiple shots special rule, they may instead fire an additional shot. So, man, just an additional shot. Sheesh. That's a lot of damage being put out there. So definitely cool little spell. I like it, and they seem. I mean, that's strength 4, toughness 4. They got a little durability, of course. They could get shot up, but maybe that's their whole thing. They do have vanguard, so they're going to be kind of like harassers for war machines, and maybe flankers, or either way, they can cast spells. So they're going to be a little bit of a problem. I like them. Cool little unit. All right, let's go check out something else here. Let's see anything else from these Bastethi or whatever guys. I can't say their damn name. So this doesn't stop. Okay, so this one also known any same spells. The unit receives an additional +1. Oh, I've seen something like this with other armies with the what is it? The dark elves, the wood elves, other elves as well. Let's see. Receives a +1 to cast for each rank of 5 models or more in the unit after the first to a maximum of 3. So basically a level 2 wizard, and you're gonna add +1 level. Man, it's gonna be something solid. It's not bad at all. So yeah, not bad at all. It's like having another wizard on the table. Each time the unit casts a spell, you must nominate one Bastethi as a caster for purposes of line of sight, range, blah, blah, blah. In the event the Bastethi unit rolls a miscast, do not roll in the miscast table. Instead, unit suffers D3 wounds, which ignores armor saves. If the unit is targeted by a rule that affects a wizard, your opponent must choose one Bastethi as his target. Cool little unit. Plus, it just looks cool as hell. Looks like a puma. Okay, we got Amits. Looks like it's going to be a scorpion or a crocodile. It looks like a crocodile. All right, what the heck is this thing? So it's movement 7, weapon skill 4, strength 5, toughness 5, 3 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 8. It's a monstrous beast. It has killing blow, magical attacks, natural armor 6+, kind of whatever. It is a scout, which is interesting, and it's unstable, of course. Feast of Souls, when the Amit causes a successful killing blow, it regains 1 wound lost earlier in battle. So not bad. It's pretty cool since it has 3 wounds on it. Hunter of the Evil and the Wicked, the Amit may reroll failed 2 wound rolls against models from the forces of destruction. So that'll be good for that. Pretty cool. We'll have to see how many points this darn thing is. We have Carry On. Oh, I remember these. I don't hardly see anybody using it. I want to say they're strength 4. Yeah, strength 4, toughness 4. 2 wounds, 2 attacks. They're war beasts. They fly. They're scouts. Just a solid. I think they were too expensive, is what their thing was, but it just looks solid. I would want to take them maybe just to experiment with them. Flying units are fun. They're just so much fun, and they can be quite the harassers. Tomb Swarm. Swarms, I've used a rat swarm recently, and I found it to be kind of a pain in the butt for your enemy. So I don't know if they're going to be worth it for like the Tomb Kings, but still 8 wounds, strength 1, toughness 1, 8 attacks. It'll be a redirector. It depends on how much they cost. It is entombed beneath the sand, so it has poison attacks, so it doesn't really matter about the Well, it does because it's only +1 to wound when it comes to ninth or WAP. It is undead, beneath the sands, whatever. It can get in the way, so it could be a nice little harasser. But I don't like the chance that is entombed beneath the sands too much. Not gonna lie. Here's the Necropolis Knights, which I do hate. Oh, these guys are such a pain in the butt. And they really kicked my butt last time. So they are weapon skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4, 2 attacks each. The captain's 3 attacks. Necro Serpent is strength 5, toughness 4, 3 attacks each. It's just a lot of like strength 4 attacks, no, and strength 5 too, right? They got a natural armor of 5 plus, poisoned attacks, the Necro Serpent only, Tomb Blades. You know what? What is the Tomb Blades? I must have missed that. Let's see, we're on page 93. Let's go to the Army Special Rules and see if I missed something on the Tomb Blades. Okay, just 1 second. Let's go back here. I could have just gone Control F. This will work. Tomb Blades. I'm so smart. Basically, just have killing blow and magical attacks. I read that earlier too. That's a sad thing, but whatever. It happens. So let's go back down to 93. I think it was. Okay. All right. Necropolis Knights. Yeah, they got the Tomb Blades. I mean, that killing blow is just a pain in the butt, guys. I mean, it's a character sniper. It really is. We got the sepulchral stalkers next. Also kind of the snaky thing. Basically movement 7, weapon skill 3, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 attacks, leadership 8. Entombed beneath the sands, undead. It has a transmogrifying gaze. It's a shooting attack. 12-inch range, strength 4, killing blow, ignores armor save, magical attacks, multiple shots. Just depends how much they're worth, but looks pretty cool. When rolling to wounds, substitute the target's toughness with the initiative value. This attack does not suffer any to hit penalties. All right. Okay. Okay. Just depends what they're attacking, right? So if you got low initiative, then you're gonna beat the heck out of it. So maybe it'd be good for monsters, right? To get some wounds on them. We got the Ushabti next. The Ushabti are kind of cool looking. I just think they're pretty cool. So they're movement 5, weapon skill 4. Strength 4, toughness 5, 3 attacks each. Monsters infantry, they got the arrows of the Saf, undead. They got a great bow, so it's a long bow. Shots from the great bow resolved to strength 5. They do have a couple of upgrades here. Let's see what they got. So they got the aspect of Jav, gains the killing blow special rule. Solid. Let's see which one I like the best. The aspect, what was their strength? Strength 4. The aspect of Geheb, god of earth and giver of strength, +1 to strength. Solid. Probably would take that. Maybe, I don't know. Killing Bow is really solid too, but I don't know. Maybe strength bonus is better. Then we have the aspect of Fact, God of the Sky and the Bringer of Justice, +1 movement. So you're talking movement 6 now on this monsters infantry. Pretty solid. The aspect of Sop, God of Water and War. Now we're looking at maybe roll 2 hit rolls of 1 in close combat. Then the aspect of a Saf, goddess of magic invented for each successful wound inflicted upon the Ushabti in close combat. They immediately take an additional attack back. I mean, they're all pretty good. I'd probably take the strength bonus just to make it more solid. And try to give them some kind of regeneration if I can, or something like that with magic or with some kind of shrine or something like that. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, I guess you could give them the killing blow, but I'll take the strength bonus, I think. I don't know. They're all pretty decent. I would say number 1 is probably the strength, then the killing blow, then movement, then reroll hits of 1 in close combat, and then probably this one. I mean, they're all pretty even, though. I won't say that they're like way above. I just kind of pulling that out of my ass. Tomb Scorpions, move of 7, weapon skill 4, strength 5, toughness 5. 4 wounds, 4 attacks, monsters piece, and Tomb Beneath the Sands. They have killing blow, magic resistance, so they have a little bit of a ward save if they get magicked up. They have natural armor, poisoned attacks, and they're undead. Just a pain in the butt. We have the Kemrian War Sphinx, which is it's just such a pain in the ass. I hate this thing. Okay, so the Kemrian War Sphinx is strength 5, toughness 8, 6 wounds, 4 attacks. Just have a low initiative though. Movement 6. Is a monster entombed it does have Tomb Blades on the Tomb Guard crew. It does have the Thunder Crush attack. After the crew have attacked, a Cameron War Strength may exchange all of attacks to make a single Thunder Crush attack. Roll to hit against the highest weapon skill amongst any enemy models in base contact. If it hits, place a small template where it's touching the Cameron War Sphinx, and any infantry, war beast, or swarm models that lie beneath the template, friend or foe, suffer a strength 3 hit. The model underneath the central hull suffers a strength 9 hit with 3d3 wounds. Other troop items underneath them are too big to be crushed and don't suffer any hits. So, yeah, yeah, it is what it is, right? So basically, it'll be one hit. It's a strength 3 hit. I guess that's the one good thing. And then it'll be strength 9 in the middle. So it's like a little mortar. Upgrade, you can give it Envenom Sting, all basically poison attacks, so +1 to wound. Then you have the Fiery Roar. It's going to gain the Strength 4 breath weapon with flaming attacks. So just pretty solid. Necro Strength, this is the one that flies. Looks cool as hell. It's Strength 6, movement 6, but it flies. Killing Blow, Undead. Strength 5, Toughness 8, 5 attacks, 6 wounds. Yeah, just a pain in the butt. Before rolling to hit, nominate one of the Necro Strength's attacks to be made with the Decapitating Strike ability and roll it separately. This is a special attack. It strikes at strength 10, has a heroic killing blow. So this thing can take out a monster or a character or something like that. Or I guess it would be a monster. Necrolith Colossus. Okay, so it's not the Bone Daddy anymore. Let's see. We call it the Chiquita Banana Bone Daddy. All right, because it looks like it has like that fruit bowl on its head. The Necrolith Colossus says movement 6, weapon skill 3, strength 6, toughness 7, 6 wounds, 4 attacks. It's a monster, has that. I guess it has a bow, arrows of a staff, undead. In every turn which it charges, for every unsaved wound that it inflicts in close combat, immediately allows it to make an additional attack. It's just like the old one, then, right? It's higher toughness is all. A maximum of +5 attacks. That's just brutal. It can have up to 9 attacks on one turn at strength 6. Come on. Note that these additional attacks also benefit from the unstoppable assault rule, but stomps do not. So, I mean, it has a low weapon skill, so that's one good thing. But any unsaved wounds, this thing could just keep taking out rows and rows of people. And that's brutal. So it's all offense. In other words, it has no defense other than its toughness. But man, that is a pain in the butt. So you can give it has a Bow of the Desert. I'm sorry. It's Bow of the Desert. Works as a bolt thrower, strength 6, multiple wounds, 48 inch. And looks like is it move or fire? I wonder. I guess it would follow bolt thrower rules. So, but yeah, brutal. We got the Hyrule Titan. It's a movement 6. Strength 6, toughness 7, 6 wounds, 3 attacks. The monster is undead. Hyrule Titans act as magical loci for the army's Leech Priest. While a friendly undead whether is within 12 inches of a Hyrule Titan, it adds +3 to the casting result for each spell he attempts to cast. Roll for the bonus each time. The Icon of Pitra, brown spell, level 3, gives Shane's Burning Gaze from the Lower Light. Yeah, it's a solid little spell. It's like D6, strength 6 hits or something like that. The Scales of Asurian, bounce spell, level 4. The Scales of Asurian contain the Spirit Leech. You know what? Let's look both of these up because it's been a while since I've seen these. So maybe I'm getting something wrong. Let's pause this and look. All right, so here we are in the Lore of Light. Shem's Burning Gaze. Signature spell cast on a 5. Well, it's a bounce spell, right? It's going to be a magic missile, 24 inches, D6 strength 4 hits, which count as flaming attacks against models that are demonic, undead, or vampiric. Oh, this is not going to be good for me when my buddy plays me. It's going to be 2d6 hits. The wizard can choose to extend it to 48 inches and strength 4 to 6. The Usu is a 12 plus a cast. So, of course, that's only for a bounce spell. You want to be able to make that more, but I do not like that for our next battle. Okay, so the other one was Spirit Leech. Let's go look at Spirit Leech from the Lore of Death. Lore of Death. Here it is. Okay, Spirit Leech. So the direct damage spells. Range of 12 inches, single enemy model, even if they're in a character unit. This is what I hate about this Lord Death. Both the caster and the target roll a d6, add their respective leadership values. For each point it wins by, the target suffers a wound ignoring armor saves. You can extend it by going 10 plus for 24 inches. It's just a solid spell. It's a character sniper, and that sucks. So I do not like that one, but it's a good bounce spell for power level 4, and you can. I mean, what is that? It is 12-inch range, right? So that's about right. But at the same time, if they're close by, you could really screw them up. We got the Kemric Titan next. The Kemric Titan, I'm not familiar with. Is that what it looks like? I don't know. It looks like the snitch from Harry Potter or something. Or I guess it's supposed to be like a scarab, is what it looks like. Kind of like from the Mummy or something. Okay. It's got weapon skill 2, movement 8, strength 6, toughness 8, 10 wounds. Oh my god, this is just a tank. All right. Attacks are random too, it looks like. So special rules, it flies, okay. It's the scarab snitch. It has a and these 7 and 5, I still get confused about that. That has to do with line of sight or something like that. Can't remember. Natural armor of 5 plus. It has the Shrine of Eternities. I'm sorry. Once per magic phase, the Kemric Titan can unleash a bounce spell. Here we go. All right, Gaze of Dust, a bounce spell level 5. This is a magic missile, 24 inches, causes string 6 hit with penetrating ranks in the same way as a bolt thrower. Really solid for level 5. Pretty cool. All right, let's see which one I like the best. This one's level 3, Hex Spell. Target suffers -2 to hit when shooting and -1 to their charge distant rolls until the start of the next magic phase. Pretty solid. I like that. Okay, a Reawakening of the Ancient Might, power level 3, augment spell that targets Kemric Titan itself. Successfully cast, it restores 1 wound previously suffered during the battle. So that's going to be solid because at 10 wounds, I mean, you could just keep bringing them back. I would say I probably, oh man, I like them all. They're all good. The bolt thrower is cool. You could really do some damage with that. But yeah, I mean, I like this one. I mean, -2 to hit when shooting. I mean, that can be really good for 24-inch. I mean, it's kind of lower range, but still, if you have a shooty army that's against you, that can be really powerful. I'd say the one that really matters. I mean, it does give them -1 to their charge distance roll, which could be could make or break a charge, right? But I would say that I just like this magic missile right here. Really, only 5 to cast and strength 6. It's basically a bolt throw, another bolt thrower, right? We have Curse of the Fallen. If it's slain, all enemies within 6 inches suffer 2d6 strength 2 hits with no armor saves. Brutal. Not brutal, but not good for you, right? The Kemric Titan special attacks. Here we go. Okay, 1 to 2, it's Reaping Blades. The Kemric Titan inflicts d6 strength 6 hits on the unit. Flesh Eating Scarabs. Kemric Titan inflicts 3d6 strength 2 hits on an enemy unit. Okay. Yeah. Then we have the Breath of Night. The Breath of Night does not attack, but instead automatically wins a combat with it's like a giant combat resolution of 2, unless this would be higher from other sources. Devouring Jaws. The Kemric Titan inflicts a single strength 6 hit with the heroic killing blow special rule on all enemy units in base model contact. Man, you got to be careful with this thing. If you have like monstrous infantry or something like that. Or a dragon or something like that. I don't know. Soul Slaying Hunger. The Kemric Titan inflicts 2d6 hits on the enemy unit. Roll a d6 for each hit. On a 5+, it inflicts a wound with no armor saves allowed and multiple wounds. Special rule. This is a magical attack. Okay, so interesting monster. Let's see what else we got here. We got Cetra the Imperishable next. Cetra is movement 4, weapon skill 7, strength 5, toughness 5, 5 attacks, leadership 10. She rides the Chariot of the Gods, strength 5, toughness 5, 5 wounds, regular skeletal steed. She's an infantry special character. She's a level 2, uses spells from the lore of Nekahara. Let's see what she's got here. Flammable, My Will Be Done, Undead. I can't remember. Let's look it up, guys, because I know flammable changed in this edition. Let's see. I don't think it's quite as bad as it was before. I think it's probably just +1 to wound. If I'm out with the flammable, all failed wounds maybe by text may be re-rolled. Okay, so pretty good. At least it's not double wounds. So flammable's not as crazy as it was before because it's such a pain in the butt. I hate that it just takes away regeneration. It's just, I think it's a little too OP, if you ask me. I mean, I get it, but I like this better, to be honest, okay? Even if it's an enemy against me, I think it's still too OP. All right, so Cetra's a great. If you take Cetra, I guess he must be your army's general. 18-inch range on the Inspiring Presence. Curse of Cetra, in addition to Tomb King's Curse. If killed by any means, every unit within 2d6 inches suffers 2d6 strength to hits. The Blessed Blade of Petra, a magic weapon, pole arm, so +1 strength. This blade gives Cetra always strikes first, really nice. Armor piercing, even better. So strength 6 with armor piercing, almost negating armor. And flaming attacks. In addition, the character or monster that suffers 1 wound from the Blessed Blade suffers -1 to hit, both shooting and close combat for the remainder of the game. That's pretty good. I mean, I like that. That's pretty good if you go into like a challenge or something like that. Just solid. Armor of Golden Magnificence, heavy armor. Armor can not be modified in any way, and maybe even taken against Monday, and may even be taken against Monday attacks that do not allow armor saves. Okay, this armor cannot be modified. Okay, so it's a 5-up no matter what. It's what it looks like, and maybe even taking against normal. Then okay, so even if it does take away. Something does not allow armor save, you'll still get it, I guess. The Scarab Brooch of Osirian, it's a talisman, basically gives up a 4-up board and magic resistance 1. I mean, that's pretty solid. How many wounds does Cetra have? 4 wounds? Oh yeah, definitely a lord. Pretty solid lord from what I see. The Crown of Nekahara, enchantment item. Cetra's Might Will Be Done rule affects all friendly undead units within 8 inches, not just the unit he's joined, so they could all march. I think that's what it is. The Chariot of the Gods is Cetra rides a sky chariot drawn by 4 skeletal steeds. Impact hits from the Chariot of the Gods have the flaming attacks and magical attack rules. Pretty cool. Okay, Queen Khalida Neferrer. See what she's got. Okay, so she's movement 6, weapon skill 6, strength 4, toughness 5, 5 attacks, 3 wounds, initiative 9. Pretty high initiative. She's got the always strikes first, the curse, the flammable hatred for vampire counts. I mean, my buddy's gonna take that against me. Poison attacks, regeneration 4+, undead. Any unit with skeleton archers. Oh, you know what? This bastard used her last time. Last time he played against me, and he was just getting so. I forgot exactly what it did. I'm sure I'll read it here in a second. But basically, he was kicking my butt with like 40 archers. Any unit of skeleton archers joined by High Queen Khalida uses her unmodified. Oh, that's what it was. They use her ballistic skill in place of its own. In addition, all attacks and their poison attacks. So that's why it was so brutal. And I whiffed with my Storm Fiends, and not I would have won against them. So that's really, really good if you have a horde of like archers or something like that with poison attacks. Come on, 30-inch range, I think it is. That's pretty brutal. The Venom Staff is a bounce spell 5. It contains a magic missile, 24 inches, 2d6 strength 4 hits. When successfully cast, pretty solid. I mean, just solid in general. Of course, she can be sniped out, but still pretty good if you hide her in a bunker of archers. Grand Hyrule Fan is movement 4, strength 3, toughness 4, 3 wounds, 1 attack. Special infantry character is a Grand Hyrule Fan to level 4, uses Nekahara. Lore Masters know all the spells. Grand Hyrule Fan of Kimri. If you take Katep, he must be your army's Hyrule Fan. He gives his unit 5+ regeneration. Additionally, he restores 2d6 wounds with the Restless Dead lore attribute. The Leash Staff is next. He can declare that he's using the Leash Staff immediately after rolling a dice to cast a spell, even if the result indicates a miscast. If he uses a staff, he can reroll the casting dice in any attempt and can use the Leash Staff once per turn. Really solid. Pretty much preventing miscast, but also getting the spells off, right? So 1 use only on the Scroll of Cursing Word or arcane item. Works exactly the same as the Dispel Scroll. Boo. In addition, the caster must immediately take a toughness test. If the test is passed, nothing happens. If it's failed, the enemy wizard cannot cast. If in addition, the caster must be okay. So it goes against your enemy. Duh. They cannot cast any more spells that turn. He spits a mouthful of foul tasting insects. If the test is failed on a roll of 6, the caster immediately suffers D3 wounds. Oh my goodness. This is pretty solid. I mean, it's one time, but you could literally snipe one of his characters. So no saves of any kind allowed. You could snipe out a character. I like it. Arkan the Black, Lich King of the Dark Lord of Nagash. Let's see what these got. Arkan is weapon skill 4, strength 5, toughness 5, 3 attack, special character, level 4 wizard. So kind of a killy little wizard. Spells are Lore of Death, even if he's your Hierophant. Pretty cool. He has a curse. He's flammable, undead. The Tomb Blade of Arkan. Basically, for every wound caused, every unsaved wound caused by the blade to an enemy in combat, he immediately recovers a wound for everyone inflicted, described in the Resurrecting Fallen Warriors. can't go beyond his starting wounds, I guess. The staff and the gash. At the end of the opponent's magic phase, you can store up to 3 unused dispel dice from your pool in the staff and the gash. At the beginning of the next magic phase, add these dice to your power dice pool. If Archon Black is removed as a casualty before your next magic phase, those power dice are lost. So he's also got the Libor Mortis, whilst fancy Archon the Black has the Libor Mortis. His wizard level is increased to 5. If the Libor Mortis is ever destroyed, Archon Black immediately loses a wizard level and therefore must lose a randomly determined spell. We got King Far next. King Far has the flail. Let's go down here and see his stuff first. He's infantry, weapon skill 6, stream 5, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 4 attacks. The curse, my will be done, undead, flammable. King Far has to be the army's general. No other lords with the my will be done special rule are allowed in an army led by King Far. So you got to plan accordingly with that. He's got the Flail of Scrolls. Attacks with the Flail of Scrolls have a strength bonus 2, so strength 7. Multiple wounds D3. So yikes, that's pretty brutal. Armor of Eternity, light armor. Light armor, I guess, 5+, right? Enemy models must reroll successful rolls to wound against King Far. Not a very high armor save, right? I guess they have to reroll either way, but so that's good, right? So pretty good against light, guys that don't have high strength, I guess. Shield of Petra gives him a 6+ parry, even when mounted. If he successfully makes a parry save, all models of base contact suffer -1 to hit for the remainder of the turn, or the next turn if they have already attacked this turn. It's okay, nothing special. Monotep, the Intolerant, is next. Wicked. Monotep, movement 4, weapon skill 6, strength 5, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 4 attacks. The curse, flammable, hatred, my will be done, undead, light of Petra. At the start of each of your shooting phases, Monotep may release light of Petra from the curse of Xandri. This is from the table edge of the Tomb King's player deployment zone. The light of Petra uses the following profile: strength 7, 48 inches, flaming attacks, magical attacks is just 1. Here we go. Roll an artillery die to determine the number of hits caused. If a misfire is rolled, the attack fails, and you may not fire in the shooting. Okay, so it just doesn't fire. So pretty solid. So you could have up to 10 strength 7 hit attacks or shots, I guess. Really solid, and it doesn't really hurt you. So I think that's pretty awesome. That's pretty damn good. Dang. The next one we have is the Crook and Flail of Radiance, the magic weapons. Uses 2-hand weapons. These weapons give a Monotep always strike first and +1 to his combat res score. Pretty good. Armor of the Ages. Sheesh. It's a light armor. When a Monotep is reduced to his last wound, he gains a ward save, a 3+ ward save. This has no effect if he suffers his last wound as a result of an attack caused by multiple wounds. So pretty good. He's pretty easy to wound, but he does get a 3-up ward at the last second. All right, we got Sehensemet, Vizier of Qatar. Movement 6, strength 6, toughness 7, 6 wounds, 4 attacks. Is a monster. And it's a level 2 wizard, Lord of Nekahara, magic resistance 2, hatred, undead. Sehensemet follows normal rules for Stone Shaper, but grants regeneration 5+ rather than 6+. Pretty cool. The Stonehofs of Qatar, if he's your army's general, all units of monsters, infantry, cavalry, beast, or monster counts, or they count as core special units rather than rare. Pretty solid. However, all other core special units will count as special rare instead. Okay, so this is for a monster army. Interesting. The Sacred Crook of Shapesh, a magic weapon, great weapon. Keep track of the number of unsaved wounds inflicted by the Sacred Crook in each close combat phase. In each Tomb King's phase, the power of Crook may be unleashed as a magic missile with a range of 24 inches, can't be dispelled. Yikes. The unit suffers number of strengths equal to the number of wounds currently stored in the Crook. Once unleashed, the number of wounds stored in the staff are returned to 0 until can fix more wounds. In addition, it increases the range of his spells by 6 his spells with 6 inches. Okay. I had to read that one again. That was kind of confusing to me. So you keep track of the unsaved wounds inflicted by the Sacred Cook. Okay, so if he gets in close combat, it's good. In the 24-inch range, so let's say you get 6 wounds, it says 6 hits, I guess is what it is. Once unleashed, the number of wounds stored in the staff are returned to 0 until he inflicts more wounds. So basically, he charges up this crook thing and increases the range of his spells by 6 inches. Okay, something. We got Tutankhamun, Tutankhamun. The Golden Prince of Numas, this guy's a warrior. He's riding an Arabian steed. Strength 3, toughness 3, nothing special there. He's an arms general. So why? Okay, let's go over here. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong part. So he has a weapon skill 5, movement 4, strength 5, toughness 5, 3 attacks. Is an infantry, arrows Asaph, the curse, flammable, my will be done, undead. He's got his Skyzian warriors. If your army contains we'll call it Mr. T. You may include units of Skythan warriors. These follow the unit entry and equipment of skeleton horse archers, but do not have the arrows of Asaph and the undead special rules. They instead have immunity, fear, special, and use the following profiles. So these are like regular humans, I guess. So their movement, movement 9 because of the horses, and just like regular cavalry. Okay, and always treat Mr. T as the army general for all purposes. He has the Blade of Aachen, a polearm. Okay, so strength 6. Attacks made with this blade ignore armor save. Pretty nice. The Golden Ankara, his talisman, gives him a 4 upward. Solid. I mean, I'm liking these characters. They're all pretty solid. The Golden Eye of Ranut basically increases his war save to 3+ if he rides a chariot. Heck yeah. I think I'd rather put him on a chariot. Not bad at all. Prince of Pophos, this bastard. Okay, I played him last time. He's just a pain in the ass. He has strength 4, toughness 3, 5 attacks, and he has like a breath weapon that sucks ass. Well, if you're the enemy. Entombed beneath the sand, so he does get entombed, and he took a while to come out the last time we played. Regeneration 4+, Strider, Terror. Strider means I think he can go to the forest pretty easily or some crap like that. He cannot join any units, and he cannot be your army's general. When rolling to enter the table, he's been entombed beneath the sands, and you may reroll the artillery dice. His body is made up of scuttling tide scarabs, and he can vomit over his foes. He has strength 2 breath weapon. In addition, if he's ever is destroyed, then before remove the model, all enemy units with a 2d6 from take 2d6 strength 2 hits distributed per shooting. So nothing too bad there. He could just be a thorn in your side. As soon as he's placed on the table, nominate 1 enemy character in the field. This is the soul marked by the god of the underworld. He must claim. He rerolls any rerolls. He has rerolls on any to hit and to wound rolls against that chosen character. So, okay. I don't know how great he is, but I remember when he played against me, he was kind of a pain in the butt. We got the emissary Cetra. It's Herald Necrotect. Let's see. It's an infantry character. Weapon skill 5, strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds, 3 attacks. So just a regular kind of hero. Flammable, swarm bodyguard, tomb blades, undead. So basically like a tomb guard hero. If able, Nakaf must always issue an end except challenges when fighting a challenge. He has a 5+ war save. Killing blow will take effect on a 5+. Pretty solid. That's actually really good. Enemy units in base contact with him roll 1 additional dice when taking a leadership test, discarding the lowest result. This has no effect on units with immune to psychology. The Blade of Mourning is a magical weapon. If a unit suffers at least 1 wound from the Blade of Mourning and loses combat, any negative modifiers to the leadership for the subsequent break test are double. Yikes. Vambraces of the Sun, enchanted item. All enemy models that attempt to strike him is -1 to hit. The Amulet of Neruz next. All talismans, enchanted items, and arcade items belonging to enemy models in base contact to him cease to function while they're in base contact. Yikes. So he could do Killing Blow on a 5+, and he could get rid of some ward saves. And other items. Sheesh. He's kind of scary. I wonder. He's kind of scary for being just a regular hero guy. I mean, sheesh. We got Ramhotep, the Visionary, Necrotect of Qatar. This guy's weapon skill 3, infantry character, strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds, 2 attacks, flammable frenzy, so basically 3 attacks. Is a stone shaper. I forget what the stone shaper rule is. Frantic fervor, wrath of the creator. Let's see what it's going to show you what that is. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's some kind of magic thing. He confers a frenzy special rule onto any unit he accompanies. While he remains in that unit, they can never lose its frenzy. So interesting. Really cool. That could be good, could be bad. At the start of the game, select a single friendly unit of monsters, infantry, cavalry, or beasts or monsters. The models in this unit have been restored and embellished by Monotep, and reroll all failed armor saves during the battle. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we got the lore of Nekahara next. Okay, so the rest of the stat is the lore attribute. Each time a wizard successfully casts an augment spell from the Lord of Nekahara, at a friendly undead unit, the target of the spell immediately recovers D6 plus 1 wounds worth of models, as described by the Resurrecting Fallen Warriors. That's the order in which they come back. MI, Monsters Infantry, Cavalry, and Beasts and Monsters can only ever recover a single wound lost in this way per spell. We got the signature spells being the Caesar's Incantation of the Desert Wind, 24-inch augment all undead units within 24 inches, I guess. If unengaged, the unit can immediately make a normal move, but not march or reform as if it were in the remaining moves phase. The wizard can choose to have the spell target all friendly undead units within 12 inches. If they do so, it's a 10 plus. Okay. So at the first, it's one unit, and then the second one is all units within 12 inches. No unit can be moved by Kasar's Incantation of the Desert Wind more than once per turn. So it can only be done once, okay? So next we got Jeff's Incantation of Cursed Blades, cast on a 7 plus. I think we looked this up earlier. It's an augment spell. Oh yeah, the target gets Killing Blow, 24-inch range. I just think that's a good spell until the start of the next magic phase. Like I said, I don't remember if this is this one actually in the 8th edition book? I forget. I should know this because I'm playing Tomb Kings on Saturday. But anyways, yeah, until the start of the next magic phase, the target units already take. So basically, on a 5 or 6, if they get heroic Killing Blow, and on a 5 or 6, while this spell is in play, I can have this affect all friendly units within 12 inches, and it's 14 plus. Man, that's just kind of tough. All right, we got Neru's Incantation of Protection. I think we looked up Petra's earlier. Yeah, that's what it was. So Neru's is an augment spell, ranges 24 inches. Target unit gets a 5 ward save to the start of the caster's next magic phase. Wizard can instead have all friendly undead units within 12 inches. If so, it's an 18 plus. It's kind of high value. But I would say 9 plus is pretty good. 5 plus ward save is pretty good. We got. We'll go back over Petra's thing. All right, so there's Righteous Smiting on 9 plus. Augment spell. All models in the target unit gain +1 attack, including mounts, multiple shots. Special rule, excluding war machines, and basically, if they already have multiple shots or the multiple shots rule, they may instead fire an additional shot. And you can target all friendly undead units within 12 inches for 18 plus. All right, so that's kind of neat. I mean, they all get. Pretty much all these spells have a upgraded version where it targets all of them. Okay, we got Usurian's Incantation of Vengeance, cast on a 10 plus. This is a hex spell, 18-inch range. A target unit suffers D3 minus D3 to its movement to a minimum 1. Treats all terrain as even open ground as dangerous terrain. Oh, that's brutal. Testing every time it moves, including charging, fleeing, pursuing, moving compulsorily. That's a tough word, etc. To start the next magic phase. Caster's next magic phase. Extend the range to 36 inches, and it's a 13 plus to cast that instead. So next we got Usex, man, I can't talk. Incantation of Desiccation, 11 plus to cast. It's a hex spell with a range of 24 inches. The target unit has -1 strength, -1 toughness to a minimum of 1. Yikes. Until the start of the caster's next magic phase, the wizard can choose to reduce the target strength and toughness by D3. Until the start of the next magic phase. If they do so, the casting value is 22 plus. That's pretty high, but that's pretty brutal. Of course, it could be 1 dice, and then maybe you miscast or something like that. So I don't know. That's pretty high. I wish this was lower, but still, it is what it is. The last spell is a cast on the 15 plus. It's Saskamet's Incantation of Skullstorm. It's a remain to play magical vortex, small round template. Once the template is placed, the player nominates the direction which the Skullstorm will move. You determine with artillery dice and multiply the result by the caster's wizard level. If the result on the artillery dice is a misfire, send the template on the caster instead. The template moves the number of dice level. If you roll a hit, it remains where it is. Any models under suffer a single strength 5 hit. It's kind of high for just a strength 5 hit with a small round template. Travels in a random direction, moves number of inches equal to roll off the equal to the roll of the off of an artillery die. Misfires roll, the skull storm dissipates. You can use the big template if you use a 25 plus. It's just really high just to be a 5, strength 5 hit. I mean, it could do some damage, don't get me wrong, but then it moves and it could misfire. It's just tough. That's a tough one. Anyways, so that's all the that's just one of my least favorite ones. I mean, it could do some damage. Don't get me wrong. If you get it off, it's great. I'd say probably my favorite one of all of these. I really like this one where they can it treats all terrain as dangerous terrain. I like that one, and I do like this. Let's see what else we got here. I mean, this is tough right here. I mean, it's kind of a high casting value, but this can really help out right here. These two right here are pretty good. Um, and aside from the five, I mean, they're all solid spells. I mean, the Skullstorm's not the greatest in the world, but all just pretty solid lore. Pretty solid lore, and I like it. These are probably this one's probably my favorite one right here, just because it reduces toughness and strength, and that's gotta be. And it's like just until the next magic phase. It's not like it remains in place, so it's gonna affect the game. All right, let's go into the magic items. First, we got the Blade of Antarhak, 50-point weapon. For every unsaved wound caused by the blade, the wielder immediately gains a single wound lost early in battle. The bear already gains plus. If the bear already, if he's at his starting number of wounds and inflicts another unsaved wound, he gets a 4+ regen until starting. I don't know, man. That seems like a very, very situational thing. I mean, it can help. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's not my favorite thing. I mean, it's okay with regen, but still, it just. I mean, if he hasn't suffered a wound, it's kind of useless, right? Yeah, I don't really think that's so great. Okay, so Destroyer of Eternities, magic weapon, Tomb King on foot only. Great weapon, attacks made with Destroyer of Eternities. Have the heroic killing blow. The wielder can choose to exchange all of his attacks for a single sweep and attack. If he does all enemies in base contact with the wielder suffer an automatic hit with heroic killing blow. Okay. In addition, that's kind of tough right there. In a challenge, I like this one better. The only models engaged in combat kind of being in base-to-base contact with the Tomb King. So that's pretty tough. I got to say that. That could snipe out a character or a monster or something like that. We got Scorpion Armor next, light armor. The character never suffer more than one wound due to combat res. If the wearer is within you, have up to half the wounds suffered due to combat can be allocated against a character, which are then ignored save for the first one. Okay. Wait, I'm not sure I understand that. So, let's try that one more time. Okay. So, I see. So basically, all right, he only takes one wound. That's what it is. So light armor, the character can only suffer one wound due to combat res. If the wearer is within, if they have to suffer due to combat res. So let's say you had, 4 wounds due to combat res. One of them can go on the character instead of taking 4, I guess. Hopefully I'm right there. I don't know. Y'all can let me know in the comments below. Okay, next we got the Collar of Shapesh, 25-point talisman. For each unsaved wound the bearer suffers before calculating multiple wounds, roll a d6 on the 4+. The wound is transferred to a friendly model in base contact of the bearer's choosing with no save of any kind allowed. These wounds still count towards combat res. There are no friendly characters. Basically, if anybody's in base contact, you can transfer the wound over. We have the Golden Death Mask of Carnut, 50 points. This one causes terror. In addition, enemies within 6 inches of the wearer cannot make use of the General's Inspiring Presence roll or the Battle Standards Hold Your Ground roll. So this could really make something run off the board. A little expensive, but kind of a cool item. I mean, I wish it was more like 25 points or 30 points. Maybe 30 points is kind of fair, I think. 50 seems a little high. Cloak of the Dunes, all right. Infantry character on foot only. Basically, they had a fly rule. The bearer can also move over unengaged enemy units when the remaining move subphase. The enemy unit immediately takes 2d6 from 2 hits, resolved for shooting. The bearer can move over several enemy units in the same turn if you wish, causing damage to every unit. I mean, the same unit cannot be affected twice, more than once in the same turn, basically the same thing. I can't see myself taking it. I mean, it'd be good for chaff or something like that, but I can't see it being too great. Nefaris, I just really didn't get anything out of that one, I would probably not take that one or the Blade of Antarak either. The other ones are pretty cool, I guess. I mean, I like the Scorpion armor. It's okay. Probably my favorite one is, this one's pretty cool, I guess. But I honestly, I'm not wowed by any of these. Just being honest. All right, we got Nefara's Scrolls of Almighty Incantations, one use only. I hate one use only usually, so let's see if this is any good. Wizard can declare that he's using the Nefara's Scrolls meant to blah blah blah. Immediately before casting a spell, if he does so, wizard must add a number of bonus dice equal to his wizard level. Okay, so he could have level 4. To the power dice, he's going to roll. He's still going to roll at least one dice from the power pool. Okay, so you have to use, like, you could use 5 of them, right? A bonus dice does not count towards the power dice. However, a roll of any double when casting spell using them will count as rolling a 6 for the purpose of ultimate power. Also, it's that ultimate power thing, so it will not miscast, right? So, kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, not bad. So, of any double will count as ultimate power. So that's pretty sweet, actually. That's not too bad. If you get it, of course, right? But if you don't, then that's kind of not so great. All right, we got Inkill's Canopy, 15-point arcane item. Power level 3, successfully cast. Roll a d6 for every remains in place spell on the table. On a 2 plus S spell is automatically spelled. For each spell that is ended this way, add d3 power dice to your pool. It's very situational. I mean, could be okay if you know that somebody has the vortexes. So I guess there's that. But I don't know. I don't see that being that great. I mean, I say that, and then until you really need it, then it's awesome. Banner of the Hidden Dead, 60 points, Magic Standard. This one is nominate one of your infantry, cavalry, monster cavalry, or chariots with the underroll that has yet to deploy, whose total points is no more than 200 points. Unit gains the Entombed's Descents special rule, so kind of cool. You could have some monsters, infantry, coming, whatever that would be. When the unit arrives, you must place it 12 inches. Within 12 inches of the banner of the Hidden Dead. The bearer of the banner is destroyed before they're destroyed, pretty much. In addition, every unit within attempts. So you can reroll the scatter and artillery drive when emerging if they have that banner. Note that you must reroll either both or neither of the dice. Okay, so kind of cool, I guess. That's pretty darn expensive though. Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool to play with. I mean, just in a fun game. But yeah, seems pretty iffy. All right, we got the standard of, or just expensive, really, is what it is. The standard of Undying Legion, power level 5, bounce spell. This banner contains augment spell that targets the bear unit. If successfully cast, the bear's unit immediately recovers d6 plus 2 wounds worth of models described in the Resurrecting Fallen Warriors. I mean, that's pretty solid for 30 points. I like that. Okay, that's probably my favorite one so far. I mean, but honestly, I just really didn't see a lot that I was like wowed by, to be honest. I mean, that's the best one, which is pretty good. Don't get me wrong. That one's pretty good. All right, let's get started here. We got Lords first. This one, first one's just an example. We'll start with the Lords. Okay, so we got Cetra, the Imperishable. Let's see which one of these I actually remember. It's been another day. Holy crap. 560 points, Stream 5, Toughness 5. Initiative 3, 4 wounds, 5 attacks. Yeah, the Chariot of the Gods. I mean, the awesome Chariot. I mean, it was a pretty good Chariot and all that. Level 2 Wizard and all that, but yeah, they're flammable and just super duper expensive. Queen Khalida. She got that Venom stats. Always strikes first. This one was a little bit better. Hatred towards vampire counts. Would be good against my guys. Regeneration, poison attacks. Maybe a little bit more solid. I don't remember everything from Cetra, to be honest. Maybe I should look over them again. Archon. Hey, you know what? Let's look over this Cetra, the Imperishable, real quick. It's been a day since I looked at this, so it's not disrespect her. All right. Let's see, Cetra, what you got again? I don't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while, so let's see, Cetra. How many Cetras are there on there? Maybe that was a bad idea. Oh, no. Apparently her name comes up a lot. All right, tell you what, guys, we're not gonna go back over it. We're just gonna show the points, okay? I'm gonna do the best I can to remember what I can, just the way it goes, okay? So it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. All right, but I mean, y'all can let me know in the comments what y'all think about Cetra. If she's worth it, the points or not, all that good stuff. All right, so we got Queen Khalida Nefer. She has a Venom Staff, always strikes first, but it's another staff, the Curse, Flammable, Hatred towards Vampire. I mean, this one looks a little more solid, but still kind of expensive. All right, we got Ark in the Black next. Street 5, 3 attacks, light armor, Tomb Blade of Archon, Staff in the Gash, Libra Mortis. Level 4 wizard. Here's the Lore of Death. I always like the Lore of Death. I think it's cool. This one looks kind of cool. A little expensive too, but not bad. The Grand Hierophant of Katep. This one has a leech staff. The Scroll of the Cursing Word. This one's 340 points. Level 4. I mean, level 4 is just brutal sometimes. We have King Far, 250 points. A Flail of Skulls. This one was kind of cool. I remember this is one that gives them hatred or frenzy, and they can't lose it. I think it is, or hatred. They can't lose a hatred. I think that's what it is. Still 250 points, and yeah, it's gonna be killable. But yeah, still can help them out, right? I mean, you put them in Tomb Guard or whatever they're called, and that'd be pretty. If you can, I'm not sure if you can. Monotep, the Intolerant, 295 points, 5 for attacks. Crooked Flail of Radiance, the Armor of Ages. This one's 295 points. Sehet is that one of the giants? I think it was, yeah. 7 wounds, strength 6 wounds. I'm sorry, strength 7, strength 6, toughness 7, 6 wounds, 4 attacks. Level 2 wizard. I mean, has a stone shaper thing. Yeah, might be worth it. I don't know. Hatred as well. I mean, that's good since it only has a weapon skill. Was this the one? No, that's not the one that can keep attacking. That one's the one that's pretty brutal. That's probably one of my favorite ones here on the Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings, 170 points. You can take all kinds of upgrades. I mean, strength 5, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 4 attacks. Lower initiative, but still, you can do some damage with this dude. Put him on Cameron's War Sphinx, and yeah, really do some damage. I mean, yeah. You get the Leech High Priest, 165 points. Level's basically going to be a level 4. Is what you should take it as. Definitely want to take a Casket of Souls. I don't know if you put them on the casket or not. I'm not sure if that's the best thing, but yeah, we got the hero next. We got the Prince Tatanka Hanat. Oh, Prince Mr. T over here. This one's got the full plate armor, 215 points. I mean, yeah, Prince Apophis, 130 points, is the one that's kind of a pain in the butt, just to, on his own. He's not bad for a little like harassing unit, and he flies and he has regen. It could be like something you have to pay attention to. I mean, he has strength 4, toughness 3, and he's got that breath weapon as well, and he has a strider rule, so kind of cool. Got Herald Nakaf, 165 points. I mean, nothing too crazy here. Ramhotep, the Visionary. Strength 4, toughness 4, 2 attacks. Frantic Fervor, Master Artisan. Got a lot of stuff here. 100 points only. We got Tomb Prince being 90 points. It can be your BSB. Of course, it just reduces the amount of what do you call it? Wounds you take as well. But yeah, nothing too crazy here. I mean, only 90 points. 90 points. Leech Priest, 60 points. 65 points, I'm sorry. Pretty normal. Can upgrade him to a level 2. Put him on the casket. Put him on a Tomb Bark or whatever. Let's see. We got Heroes. Tomb Herald, 60 points. Oh, this is the BSB guy. My bad. I think so. Yeah. It's got the Battle Standard better here thing here. He's got the Tomb Blades as well. So got the Killing Blow. I mean, not bad. Necrotect, 60 points. What was this inside? Hatred, the Stone Sharper. You can take 50 points of armor, Resurrected, Flammable. Not bad. Character mounts, we have the Skeletal Steed and the Chariot. Nothing crazy. We got Skeleton Warriors being 4 points a model. I mean, they're skeletons. What are you going to do? I mean, they're cheaper now. I think they used to be 5 points, if I'm not mistaken. But still, 4 points for a hand weapon shield guy. I mean, you could put shields. Let's see. Did they come with shield? Okay, and they come with the hand weapon shield, and I mean they got a 6-up parry, but they don't have any armor. I just saw that. So maybe you take light armor, make them 5 points. I mean, it can't hurt. Or maybe just take a horde of them and just give them the parry, whatever you want to do there. I mean, at least the parry cannot be. But you know what? Then they can't use it against arrows or something like that. But I don't know. It's still gonna be 5 points basically. So I made a mistake there. Skeleton archers, 8 points per model. Arrows with the staff. You can just take a bunch of these and just shoot them up. Why not, right? They're always gonna hit a 5+, no matter what. We had the Tomb Swarms, 35 points per base for 8 wounds, 8 attacks. Nothing crazy, but they do have poison attacks. Of course, poison's not as good in this edition, but I mean, whatever. 35 points might not be a bad little redirector. Next, we got the Skeleton Horseman, 12 points per model. Do they have the arrows? No, these got shields, so it'll be strength 4 on the charge. I mean, pretty cheap. They're all fast cavalry. They can do some. They can do some harassing for sure. Next, we got the skeleton horse archers. They do have the arrows of the staff. The fast cavalry. I will take some of these for sure. Fast cavalry is just so good on this edition. Skeleton chariots only 48 points for strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds. I mean, just pretty darn solid. And then you can make it like a little group of them, which is always hits hard. Of course, once they're once they you get past that initial charge, and they're not so tough. But still, I think they get D6 impact hits when they hit, or maybe that goes up when they're in a group. I forget how that works. Now, the Tomb Guard are 10 points for model strength 4, toughness 4. They have the Tomb Blade, so they have that. I think that's a killing blow, light armor, shield. I mean, they're similar to Tomb Guard, I guess. But yeah, definitely could be kind of a pain in the butt. These guys are going to be tough to deal with. They're not quite like the Grave Guard, but they're basically kind of like them. The Necropolis Knights are 50 points per model. The Snakes are 5, strength 5. The Necropolis Knights are strength 4. Just some pretty good attacks coming your way, and then they have killing blow as well. A lot of killing blow in this army, which is brutal. The serpents have poison attacks as well, which is also good, but they're already strength 5, so they're probably going to be wounded on 2s for the most part. So yeah, that's pretty solid. I mean, a set of 3 of them, they could be pretty disruptive. Yeah, not bad. We get the Sepulchral Stalkers, 48 points each. You can have a unit of 3 of them, 3 and 4 toughness 4, 3 attacks. They have that gaze, and they have a pole arm on there. Yeah, I mean, you have a pole arm. I mean, not bad. It could be kind of a pain in the butt. But that Entomb Beneath the Sands thing, I'm just not sold on. I mean, it should be fun. I mean, the Scorpion can also be kind of a pain in the butt as well. I think I'd rather take one of these. Yeah, just a strength 5, toughness 5, killing blow. I mean, it's got magic resistance, got the natural armor, poison attacks, undead. I mean, it can be a pain. But Ushabti are 42 points each. Can you take a unit of 3 of them? They're strength 4, toughness 5, 3 attacks. I mean, pretty solid. This Ushabti can be kind of bad. Let's see. They have light armor, 2-hand weapons. So I guess that means they have 4 attacks. I guess. Basically, they're like kind of like ogres. Can give them great bows for free, which is kind of nice. And then you have all these different ones. Yeah, you got all these different ones you can get, right? So kind of cool. And it's only 2 points to change that. So we have Carry On, 20 points for model, strength 4, toughness 4 for a unit of, 60-point models. At strength 4, toughness 4, they can do some harassing, not bad. We have the Bastetti, those kitty cats. Those were kind of cool. I kind of like these. 22 points, strength 4, toughness 4. Weapon skill 4, not bad. And then they have 2 attacks each, initiative 4, leadership 6. They have always strikes first. I mean, and they have Vanguard. I mean, I would take these. I would take a unit of 5 of these. That'd be a nice little harassing unit. We have the Amit next, which was 52 points. He's killing blow, hunter of the evil and wicked, whatever. There's Scout, not bad. It's kind of a cool little Scout. It's strength 5, toughness 5. I mean, be cool to check it out. Of course, it's only one of them, but still can do some damage. Has to be dealt with for 50 points. Of course, Screaming Skull Catapult can be very brutal, depending on what army you're. Well, it can be brutal. Period. And Stone Throwers in general are just a pain, but especially when you're not fighting vampire counts or things that are immune to psychology or whatever, because then they could take a panic test, all that stuff, right? Bone Throwers only 35 points, hitting on the 5, no matter what. I mean, super cheap. Why wouldn't you take one? Tomb Baroque over Surian. I think this one was good. It's like a little chariot or whatever. Yeah, it's just not bad at all. 125 points. Strength 5, toughness 5, 5 wounds. And yeah, the Cameron Morgue Sphinx, of course, this thing is strength 5, toughness 8. I'm fighting this thing on Saturday. I'm just like, oh, what am I going to do with that toughness 8? It's going to be a pain in the butt. It's got 4 attacks. It does have that tail stomp thingy, Thunder Crush or whatever. I mean, it's just kind of tough. It's a tough little bastard with that toughness 8. That really makes it tough. And then the Necro Sphinx, same thing. Strength 5, toughness 8. Weapon skill 4 on this one. On both of these, actually. 5 attacks, 6 wounds. You got to chomp through the wounds, and then it's got a decapitating strike, killing blow, can fly. I'm fighting 2 of these, and it's just going to be a pain in the ass. Don't have a lot to deal with it with vampires. Necrolith Colossus, this one's kind of cool. Unstoppable Assault. This thing is probably one of my favorite things in this army. It can just keep getting more and more wounds. Hyrule Titan was kind of cool too, I guess. Eh, 205 points, but definitely take the Necrolith Colossus. Pretty badass. Hyrule Titan. This one's got 10 wounds, 6 extreme 6 stuff. That's 8. Yeah. Curse of the Fallen. I mean, it's got the special attacks, kind of like the other giants. And of course, you got the badass Casket of Souls, which is probably one of the best things in one of the best war machines or shrines. I think it's a war machine in the game. Just super, super good. Adds to the power dice. It cast that one spell, Light of Death or whatever, that just is brutal. No armor save against it. It's just something to be dealt with. But yeah, I'd say the best thing's probably that Casket of Souls. I do like those kitty cats. They're pretty cool. Overall, solid army. I will say I was not too wowed by all the magic items. They were just kind of like meh. I mean, but I guess it's kind of been like that. I mean, it's just a numbers game with these that just keep coming and coming at you, and then they got those big tough guys with toughness 8, so it's just, and then they get the Bone Daddy thing. That's what we've always called them. That thing is get brutal. So anyways, hope you've enjoyed my review. If you have any thoughts, you can put them in the comments below. Let me know what you think. But yeah, other than that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can click the little take the little bell to get notifications of future videos. And thank you so much for joining. Consider subscribing. All right, cheers.